Hello guys, you joined me in one of the latest and greatest from Maranello, from Ferrari, the 812 GTS. This is basically an 812 Superfast convertible. Really cool car. Now, unfortunately, we're only able to literally drive it a tiny bit through town because it isn't locked down in Monaco, but we're not allowed out of like the general area where we're staying, and at 8 PM we need to be home. So I can't drive it much, but I figured better to still show you around the car a little bit. So we're going to stop somewhere and give you a full tour of the car, interior and exterior, so that you can really get a feel for, one, the spec, because this car is for sale by Stars Monte Carlo, and two, just the general feel of what I think is one of the coolest Ferraris out there right now, because naturally aspirated V12, which sounds like that, oh, without a roof, is just so cool. So we're gonna put up now and let's have a proper look around. First of all, what a stunner. I mean, this car, when it first came out, was pretty controversial actually. People weren't quite sure if they liked the 812 Superfast or not, but then now the more and more I see them, it just works. And especially this, the GTS, without the roof. This is the big news. This is the new car from Ferrari. No roof on a front engine V12. Now, the reason that's big news is because the last time they did this, really, was with the 599 SA Aperta, of which they only made 80, I believe, and are now trading for a lot of money. Now, they kind of skipped that on the F12, never really made a convertible version, and now they've brought it back as a production car, basically, on the 812. So, not a limited edition, but very cool looking. This one is in beautiful TDF blue, Tour de France blue, stunning color. Really brings out the shapes of this car, and I think it works really well on the 812. Now, a lot of people weren't too sure about the front end of this car at first. I personally really like it. Now, this one has all of this kind of like graphite gray finishing on the front grille and around on different parts of the car. Looks really cool, and the more you look at this, I mean, the purpose of this originally is to be a GT kind of real cruiser, but the more you look around, you realize how many aerodynamic details there are. And Johnny, who is selling this car, has driven a similar one, a red one, on track and said it was absolutely incredible. So whilst it is a big Brunter cruiser, it's also a serious weapon with 800 horsepower. So you can see here little aerodynamic details to filter the air through all over the place, including right here where air comes out in here, out there, to push the front tires down and get that massive hood into the ground so that you don't understeer into the decor. But yeah, really cool looking front end. This one has the black wheels, matte black, so matte to go with the gloss. Looks really nice. It's got the standard yellow kind of covers there in the middle, and then standard, obviously, carbon ceramic brakes finished in yellow here. Now, this car is around 500,000 euros, so standard carbon ceramic brakes do seem a given. Now, you've got these massive brake calipers around back. I mean, those are big brake calipers on the front of most cars, but on the rear of this one, it's just pretty impressive to see. Now, in other news, we've got a few little details that I'll show you how the roof system works, but also the rear of this car. I think it looks best. I think this is the angle where this car looks at its best. So you've got more of this kind of finishing round back, and then black exhaust tips. That's a really cool option to have. And you notice when you get around here just how special that rear diffuser is as well. It's massive, and it's kind of like a double rear diffuser because it's split right here, so some of the air will come out here and some up there to get even more downforce. It's quite a lot higher than other Ferraris, just for practicality, so that the front end and the rear aren't hitting everywhere, but also because there's so much aerodynamic trickery going on underneath the car as well. Now, if I get the key out, which is completely covered to protect it so that the car remains brand new, because this is brand spanking new, this car, I can show you the boots, which is pretty impressive. I mean, it's no Maybach, but it's impressive for a car of this type. A car that can do what this car does, the speeds this car does, is just pretty impressive. You've got quite a bit of space right there, and that's with the roof down. keeping in mind. So you've got the roof down, and you've still got enough to get 2 nice weekend bags in there. I don't know if it can hold your golf clubs, but they probably thought about that. This is a very golf club-esque kind of car. And yeah, overall just pretty cool looking. So if we hop on inside, all leather. There's something about the Ferrari leather as well. It's so kind of like thick and plush feeling. The quality is ridiculous, and the smell of it as well is just so particular. Like, you know that it is a Ferrari as soon as you kind of get that smell. Really, really nice finishing. Now this one's got the comfort seats, as you can tell, fully electric comfort seats, which make a lot of sense for this car if you're going to do some long distance cruising in it. It makes a lot of sense to have these seats. You can get the sportier seats, but they're not as comfortable and you can't adjust them quite as much. Let's hop inside. Now, when you close the door, you notice it's got memory seats on this one, which we didn't see on the pista that we filmed in the last video. 3-way memory seats, so that's very convenient, and you can open the boot from here as well. And this is where the door handle's hidden away. Now, there's not much storage behind the seats here. They have put a little net just in case you want to put your car papers like we've done right here. But then it is, like in the 812. That's the cool thing about this car. You don't really lose anything looks wise compared to the normal 812, or practicality wise. So you got a perfect little iPhone cubby hole right there with a cigarette lighter and a USB charger. That is very, very cool to have. You got your little cup holder, and then this gearbox structure for the double clutch gearbox, reverse, auto, because the car, when you start it up, is directly in auto. Press that and it goes into manual mode, and then the launch button. Now these seats, actually, they've got the optional extra blue leather stripe down the middle and the blue Cavallino stitching on top. Now once you're here, you can put your foot on the brake, start the car from this button. You get that beautiful sound, and then put the roof up. So let's kill the volume. You push this down and everything goes on there. It opens there. You can do this up to about 25 miles an hour, I believe. And 2 pieces of solid hard top roof come out, connect each other to give you basically the exact same feel as if you're in an 812 Superfast rather than an 812 GTS. Now I'm actually going to take that straight off again because it is boiling here and we don't want to bake. Comes on and off pretty quickly, as you can see, and allows you to just have a completely different driving experience and have that V12 really howling in your ears. Now, what else do we have? We've got the new systems for the aircon. So this is different compared to the 488. This came in on the 812 and GTC for Lusso. So new aircon systems works the same way. You do your temperature, your fan speed and everything. It's basically the same, just looking a little bit different. This is where you control your car lift right here, parking sensors. Now that you can get the optional extra of having a screen right here for your passenger. It's called the passenger display screen. This one does not have it. It does have a glove box. Press that open button. Boom, nice little cubby. There's plenty of space in this car, actually, even in the doors. And then we've got this really, really cool new steering wheel where you've got, new options like having your automatic wipers in different settings. Your indicators are on here, and you can now actually press them from behind as well, like that, whereas before it was just a button. Lights, bumpy road mode, so that softens up the suspension or tightens it up depending on what you want. And then your Manatino, and also voice control, and this is where you control your phone as well. So very, very cool. You still got 2 screens like on the other Ferraris, 2 screens, one on each side of your rev counter, controlled through these buttons here. Now it's basically the same thing as you had in 488s or the previous generation Ferraris, just a little bit newer. So the navigation screen has been just modernized a little bit. But on the right screen, you control your speedometer, your radio, your media, all that jazz. And on the left screen, here you have a digital display of your speed, but you can get lots of different things, such as your, where is it? There we go. Vehicle dynamics. So you can go through, see different modes that you're in, so controlling your Manatino, sport, race, and you can just get information on top speed, your lap time. There's basically, through this screen, you can get a bunch of different info. So on your last trip, but then you can also do all of your different settings, etc. through here. So pretty cool to see. your pit speed as well, which is your speed limiter. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a really, really cool looking car. This one's got everything finished in this kind of aluminium feeling finish, which is nice. It feels really solid. And overall, just what a car. I'm gonna switch it off now, hop outside. I'm glad we're still able to show you some of these cars despite the kind of restrictions that we're seeing today in Monaco. Obviously, it is just locked down from 8 p.m. and during the day we're still allowed out. But, you know, obviously can't drive these cars much. So I can just show them to you stationary because we are blocked in here in Monaco. Yeah, awesome looking car. Huge thank you to Johnny and Stars Monte Carlo for making it available and allowing me to still bring content to you guys despite the current restrictions. But yeah, awesome to see. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, guys, if you enjoyed it. All the links to this car, which is for sale, will be down below. And I'll see you again very soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.